Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Repairs. Appreciate you watching. Today we got a good one for you. Going to be taking an outer door handle off a 2023 Q7 Audi. They call this the Black Ops. Got a little damage on the handle, a little bit on the door we're going to be taking care of, but the first order of business today is getting this door handle off. I've had a few off and they're kind of a nightmare. So I got a couple hot tips and let's get started on it. So the first thing I like to do is I like to block the door there. Doesn't matter how you do it, I got a vice grip that I use for PDR. So stabilize the door, and then there's a screw that you got to take off or loosen right here. It's a Torx, I think it's a 15. So you got to take that plastic cover off. Easy, just use something thin and plastic and it just pops right off. So what I'm going to do is we're going to loosen this screw. I'm going to back it out all the way until it stops. Okay, it stopped. Now I'm going to open the door handle all the way till it stops. And I'm going to push in on the Torx screwdriver here. Now watch as I shut the door handle here, and I'm still applying pressure with the screwdriver. All of a sudden it goes in just a little bit more and the handle stays. But what's going to happen is, see, the handle just pops in. Not a big deal, don't worry about it. So we're ready to take this part off. Take a plastic pry, just gently get it in there. I would recommend putting some tape on this, but seeing as how I'm going to sand and re-clear this door, I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, this should just come right out of there, which it did. So you set that down on the side, don't scratch it. I think the door locked. I don't know why or how. I think this button right here is a lock button. I think I hit it. So anyway, this is what we got. I'm gonna zoom in here. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but if you look inside the mechanism, there's a plastic thing. I'm gonna see if I can hold the light. Oh, this is tough. Anyway, right here, if you can, I don't know, it looks like it locked again. It's a plastic mechanism, and when we pushed in on the screwdriver and this handle was out, it locked it in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this door handle out and I'm going to push in on this little guy, and it's going to hold the door handle out. Watch. But I can't do it and hold the camera at the same time. But I might be able to get it on up in here. Let's see. Doubt it. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm not sure if the door locked or what. Yeah, freaking thing locked again. There, now it's open. New technology. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take that screwdriver, like I said. I'm going to put it right here on this plastic mechanism, and it just basically, when we loosen the screw, when this piece was in here, it just slides like this. It kind of locks it. So when the screw tightens, it goes back and it locks this piece in place. When it loosens it all the way, the mechanism slides forward and allows me to take the piece out. So what we're going to do is we're going to push in on this little plastic piece right there. I'm going to pull out the door handle a little bit, and yep, and I kind of dicked around with it a little bit and I locked it in place. Now we're going to pull the door handle out. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. So I'm going to pull the door handle out and we're going to get the electrical off it. The electrical's pretty base. This one here is kind of different. So the top one's easy, just use your thumb, bam. The bottom one you need a long nose, which I do have. And you have to pull up on this clip as far as it'll go. And it should just come out of there. So basically what this does is it pushes down and it locks it in place on the little nib. So you don't have to worry about pushing it in, you just have to pull it up, grab it, and pull it off. Not a big deal. So this is what I want to show you on putting this back in, which isn't, well, it took me a while to actually figure it out, but what I'm going to do is set the door handle down there without scratching it. What you're going to need is you're going to need a little hook tool. I'm going to shine a light back up in there. Mind you, I'm by myself. So you see that little finger looking thing in there? I know you see it. I'm going to grab my screwdriver, I'm going to point to it. That little guy right there. Okay. This part of the door handle goes on the other side of that little guy. And when you open the door, it pulls on that little doohickey, and that's how the door opens and shuts. So what you're going to have to do if you go ahead and throw the door handle back in and that thing ain't, and that thing is down and the door handle won't go in, real simple. All you got to do is take a hook, which I got here. Hold on. I'm going to take a hook in there. I'm going to pull up on it, which you can't see, but I'm pulling. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm pulling up on that hook, and then I'm going to push that plastic piece back in a little bit to make it stay, which it did. It'll lock that little arm in place, and then you can put the door handle back in. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I'm not even going to put this gasket back on because I need it off anyway. So I'm going to throw the door handle back in, and I'm going to pull it forward. Just like that. Now if the door handle won't go forward and you're like struggling, then you gotta grab that little hook. You gotta take your hook and you gotta pull back on that aluminum finger I showed you, pull it out and push this plastic thing in, and that locks it in. So that's not a big deal, and then you can put this piece back in. Bring that forward. Okay, good. I kind of made it so it didn't go. So now you're struggling. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't get the door handle back in. Customer's gonna come pick it up. You can't do it. So then you pull the door handle back out. Not a big deal. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm grabbing that little aluminum finger, and I just push this whole body with my, there we go. I just pushed it forward. Remember, it moves back and forth. So now I'm going to put the door handle back in. Hopefully it'll go this time. Well, it should go. I believe I'm on the other side of it. Nope, I'm not on the other side of it yet. Pull it back out. Don't be in a hurry. It's got to be on the other side of it, otherwise it will not work. There we go. You got to really, basically what you got to do is you got to push this back in, pull that finger out as far as you can. Now it'll work, guaranteed. Okay, got the gasket in the way. That should be good there. Hopefully this gasket will go back in. Yeah, these door handles, they're kind of tough. There you go. Now you're gonna put the screw back in it, or tighten the screw up. If I can see it here. These door handles, man, they can get you. And it dropped right back into place. It wasn't sitting in there right, but until we screwed it in just a little bit, then it worked. Tighten it up, just snug it. Door handle's ready to roll. Now we might as well take it back out again. And I wish I could zoom in on that, but I do believe you could see that little, it's an aluminum little finger. And I don't know why this door handle, you know, falls in like that. It kind of bums me out that it falls in, but that's just how it is. It kind of freaked me out the first time I did it. So yeah, take your little plastic dealy bob. Just got a mesquite. And let's see, this should come out of here. Gently pry it, don't force it. It's a sweet, don't drop it because you will scratch it. Okay, I'm not even gonna worry about that thing, but I'm just gonna use my screwdriver on there. I'm gonna pull that back out. But yeah, every single time that thing falls in. So yeah, I want to see if we can zoom in on that bad boy. Can't really see it. There it is. You see that aluminum piece right there? All you got to do is get the hook tool on the back side of it and pull up. And that'd be just like the door handle. The door handle would be pulling up on that part of it. So door handle has to be behind that thing in order for it to work. So I'm going to go in there with my hook tool again. So now pretend we're assembling, obviously. Go in there with my trusty hook tool. I'm going to get on the back side of it. Okay, it doesn't really want to move much. So I'm going to pull this where the screw connects. I'm going to push that whole thing forward gently. Make sure you got good pressure on the hook so it doesn't slide out like it just did on me. So now it moves freely because I pushed it back. Basically, it's like a little slider thing here. It locks itself in place. Now I'm going to push it forward. I pushed it forward and then I gently let off it and it kind of locked itself in place. So now I'll show you where it's at. Now it's sitting high by pulling back on it. Real critical. Now we're ready to go. Now we're going to put the door handle back in it. I'm going to slide it forward. Push the gasket back on. It's looking pretty good. It's not falling in like it should, but like I say, it won't do it until we tighten up the screw. So don't worry about it. Don't be playing around with it. You know it's in there. As long as this piece goes in, it's in there. Push this piece all the way in. Then let's go ahead and tighten that screw. Make sure that piece is all the way in before you start tightening it, because it's going to be pulling that dealy bob back. Look at that. The handle's just moving back all by itself. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Got any questions on it, leave me a comment. I can get you through it. Don't hit this, it'll lock it, but if you have the door blocked, it won't matter. I always leave the key fob out of the car in case I, hit that, and oh my geez, now the key fob's inside your SOL, so it's not that big of a deal. You do a couple of them, and you'll get to know, you'll get used to it pretty quick. But anyway, that's how you do a door handle on a 23 Q7. I'm gonna do some body work on this door, like I said. I'm gonna tear it down, and I'll probably make a video on it. Maybe we're gonna make a video on repairing these scratches, and I'll show you how I do it. And we're gonna do, the scratches on the door handle. Of course, I'm taking it back off again. But appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.